Once the tally is completed, each monitor, please move to the nearest microphone for the call of the roll. Once validated, monitors dispatch your tally sheets to the tally desk. We will now begin the roll. Second, Essex and Middlesex. Mr. Adams, Mrs. Richardson.
Baker, 41. Fisher, 9. Blank, 1.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. Second, Suffolk and Middlesex. Mr. Railwood, Mr. Mahoney, Ms. Mahoney. Second, Suffolk and Middlesex. Mr. Railwood, Ms. Mahoney. Move on to the next one. Second, Suffolk, Ms. Kemp, Mr. O'Connell.
Second Suffolk reports 40 for Baker, 9 for Fisher, 0 blanks.
Thank you, Ms. Kemp. Hamden District, Mr. and Mrs. Bergeron.
That's what it was.
15 for Baker, 15 for Fisher, 0 blanks.
One of the buildings along.
Thank you.
By the backside, outside. I believe on there were.
First, Bristol and Plymouth, Ms. Levesque and Mr. Sullivan.
I would have no idea.
First Bristol in Plymouth, blank, 0. Charlie Baker, 10. Mark Fisher, 22.
Thank you, Mr. Sullivan.
Anything that looks confused.
First, Hamden and Hampshire, Ms. Montel, Ms. McCarthy.
Baker 43, Fisher 19, blank 0.
Thank you, Ms. Montel. Second, Middlesex, Mr. Capucci, Ms. Doherty.
Second Middlesex, 49 for Baker, 5 for Fisher, 1 blank.
Hampshire, Franklin, and Worcester, Mr. Andrulis, Ms. Bolsha.
Hampshire, Franklin, Worcester cast 11 votes for Baker, 5 for Fisher.
Thank you. Fourth, Middlesex, Ms. Hatch, Mr. Contresca.
Fourth Middlesex, home of Yankee Doodle Town and Revolution, cast 22 for Baker, 27 for Fisher, 0 blanks.
Thank you, Mr. Contresca. Second, Hamden and Hampshire, Mr. Beretta, Ms. McCone.
Mr. Chairman, Second Hamden, Hampshire District, home of the newly elected state senator Don Humison and soon-to-be state representative Dan Alley, proudly reports the following: 23 Baker, 11 Fisher, 0 blanks.
Thank you, Mr. Beretta. The first Worcester District, Ms. Johnson, Ms. McCarthy.
First Worcester cast 71 for Charlie Baker and 17 for Mark Fisher, 0 blanks.
Ms. Johnson, could you repeat the Baker number?
71.
Thank you, and the Fisher number?
17.
Thank you. Worcester, Hamden, Hampshire, and Middlesex, Ms. Garin, Mr. Gilmeister.
From the heart of this great Commonwealth, 34 for Charlie Baker, 6 for Mark Fisher, and 1 blank.
Thank you, Mr. Gilmeister. Worcester and Norfolk, Mr. Pataski, Ms. Roy.
Norfolk districts, 71 for Baker, 1 Fisher, 2 blank.
Sorry, did you say, Ms. Roy, did you say 71 Baker?
71 Baker, 1 Fisher, 2 blank.
Thank you, Ms. Roy. Plymouth and Norfolk, Mr. Buckley.
Hi, I'm Heather Hedlund from Hingham, and sister of one of the 4 Republicans in the state Senate, a small but powerful group, significantly larger. For Plymouth, Norfolk District, 111 for Baker, 16 for Fisher.
Thank you, Ms. Senator. Bristol and Norfolk, Ms. Davis, Mr. Mello.
Greetings from Patriot Nation. We are proud to cast 64 for Baker, 12 Fisher, 0 blank, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Davis. First Middlesex, Mr. Green, Ms. Lane.
First Middlesex, the home of Honorable State Rep Sheila Harrington, cast 42 votes for Charlie Baker and 10 for Mark Fisher, no blanks.
Thank you, Mr. Green. Middlesex and Suffolk, Ms. Bush, Mr. Cowley.
The Middlesex and Suffolk District casts 5 votes for Charlie Baker, 0 for Mark Fisher, and 1 blank.
Thank you, Mr. Cowley. Norfolk, Bristol, and Middlesex, the home of our next state auditor, Ms. Patricia St. Aubin, and Mr. Earl Shawley.
Norfolk, Bristol, Middlesex cast 64 votes for Charlie Baker, 5 for Fisher.
Thank you, Ms. St. Aubin. Norfolk and Suffolk, Brad Williams and Patricia Barrett.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Williams.
Norfolk and Suffolk cast 66 votes for Mr. Baker, 2 votes for Mr. Fisher, and 0 blanks.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. First Suffolk and Middlesex, Ms. Kelly, Mr. Onyakaitis.
First Suffolk and Middlesex, 22 Baker, 7 Fisher, 0 blank.
Thank you, Mr. Onyakaitis. First Suffolk, Patricia Jennings, Mr. Yernak.
First Suffolk proudly reports 48 votes cast for Charlie Baker, 11 votes for Mark Fisher, and 0 blanks.
Thank you, Ms. Jennings. First Middlesex and Norfolk, Ms. Barstow, Mr. Guillory.
We humbly ask the chair for a second call. We're still telling the results, please.
Granted. Third Middlesex, Mr. Dolcinos, Ms. Martinez.
Third Middlesex, 68 Baker, 16 Fisher, and 1 blank.
Norfolk, Bristol, Plymouth, Mr. Stanton, Ms. Sundstrom.
Norfolk, Bristol, and Plymouth, 46 Baker, 7 Fisher.
Thank you, Ms. Sundstrom. Worcester and Middlesex, Mr. Ottinger, Ms. Smiley.
Reports 64 for Baker, 2 for Fisher.
Thank you, Ms. Smiley. Second Essex, Ms. Luther, Mr. McCarthy.
Second Essex reports 57 for Charlie Baker, 3 for Mark Fisher.
Thank you, Mr. McCarthy. First Essex, Ms. Early, Mr. Ryan.
Bill Ryan, State Committee Man.
Mr. Ryan, please.
We have 80 votes for Charlie Baker, 13 for Mark Fisher, 2 blanks.
Thank you, Mr. Ryan. Fifth Middlesex, Brittany Carousel, Mr. Conway.
Middlesex reports 55 votes for Baker, 5 for Fisher, and 0 blanks.
Thank you, Ms. Carousel. Second Bristol and Plymouth, Mr. Cordero, Ms. Huxack. Mr. Cordero.
Second Bristol and Plymouth District cast the following votes: 18 for Charlie Baker, 6 for Mark Fisher, and 0 blanks.
Thank you, Mr. Cordero. Berkshire, Hampshire, Franklin, and Hampden, Ms. Robin Algren, Mr. Case.
Mr. Chair, from the birthplace of the very first Republican National Committee Chair and the longest-serving committee chair, we cast 24 votes for Baker, 3 for Fisher, 0 blanks.
Thank you, Mr. Case. Second Plymouth and Bristol, Mr. Andrews, Ms. Jeannie Falcone.
Bristol, cast 0 blanks. 11 Mark Fisher,
46 for Charlie Baker.
Thank you very much, Ms. Alcone. First, Plymouth and Bristol, Ms. Palmer, Mr. Townsend.
Hi, I want to share these totals in memorial to our beloved state committee man, Bill Nickerson. Charlie Baker. Charlie Baker, 52. Fisher, 7. Blanks, 0.
Thank you, Ms. Palmer. Duly noted on Mr. Nickerson. Middlesex and Worcester, Mr. Burke.
Middlesex and Worcester, proud former state senate district for the late, great Paul Salucci. Reports 57 Baker, 17 Fisher, 0 blanks.
Thank you, Mr. Burke. Second, Middlesex and Norfolk, Ms. Lynn Bruno, Mr. McGrath.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. McGrath.
Of our next United States Senator, Brian Herr, cast 64 votes for Baker, 4 for Fisher, 0 blanks.
First, Essex and Middlesex, Ms. Encanto, Mr. Noble.
84 votes for Charlie Baker, 23 votes for Mark Fisher.
Ms. Encanto, would you repeat those numbers, please?
84, Charlie Baker, 23, Mark Fisher, 0 blanks.
Thank you, Ms. Encanto. The Cape and Islands, Ms. Judy Crocker and Fran Manzelli.
Cape and the Islands, Baker, 102.
Mr. Manzelli.
Baker, 102. Fisher, 16. Blank.
Thank you, Mr. Manzelli. How many blanks again, Fran? Thank you. Plymouth and Barnstable, Ms. McCoy, the Honorable Mr. DiMacedo.
I yield to Mr. DiMacedo, the next state senator for the Plymouth and Barnstable.
Baker, 87. Fisher, 13. Blanks, 0.
Thank you, Mr. DiMacedo. The second Worcester, Mr. Anderson, Ms. Mackenzie Hebert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Second Worcester, proud home of State Representative Snappy, Mr. Paul Frost, and the Assistant Minority Leader, George Peterson. Proudly announces 88 votes for Charlie Baker, 2 for Mark Fisher, and 0 blanks.
Thank you, Ms. Hebert. Third Essex, Ms. Amy Carnival, Mr. Zajkowski.
Third Essex District, the home of the next governor of Massachusetts, Charlie Baker, cast its votes as follows. 69 Baker, 3 Fisher, 0 blanks.
Thank you, Mr. Zajkowski. I'll return to the second Suffolk in Middlesex, Mr. Alward, Ms. Mahoney.
Second Suffolk and Middlesex.
Ms. Mahoney, please.
Thank you, with apologies for my tardiness. Cast 29 votes for Charlie Baker, 5 for Mark Fisher, and 1 blank.
Thank you, Ms. Mahoney. We'll return to the first Middlesex in Norfolk. Miss Lisa Barstow and Mr. Gillerin.
Yes, first Middlesex and Norfolk reports 84 for Baker, 11 for Fisher, 0 blanks.
Okay. Last but not least, my home district, the Norfolk and Plymouth District, the home of our Honorable National Committee man, Ron Kaufman, Andy Card, Michael Sullivan, and our Honorable Chairman, Kirsten Hughes. Please report.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. It is my privilege as the chairman under your stewardship of the Rockland Republican Town Committee to offer the totals for the Norfolk and Plymouth District.
Mr. Valenzola, please.
Charlie Baker, 69 votes. Mark Fisher, 0. Blanks, 0.
Thank you for the tallies. There will be a brief recess and we'll come back with your nominees.